Vim solution, you will see that the most important thing will be your backup repository that holds all your backup data per sync. And then also your virtual machine replica need to be there if your production environment is down. And all these restore tasks, failover tasks will be done by the backup server, right? That's why your backup server, your VBR server will also be very important component. But if your backup server is down, you have all the data there, but you are not able to restore straight away, you can actually utilize this configuration backup to protect your backup server. That's about it. I tried to restore this before in my environment. I tried to reinstall my backup server. All these things can be done with configuration backup restore within 1 hour. In my environment, I tried before. So configuration backup here, they are scheduled to do every day usually. So what do they actually cover? They will save all your configuration that you pump inside your backup server. Who is your host? Who is your backup proxy? Your web accelerator, etc. All this configuration that you see inside your VBR will capture into this configuration backup. Alright, so all your job records, your backup job, replication job, etc., everything will be here. Now, if you have the configuration backup, when you restore your configuration backup to the backup server, I can continue to run incremental backup. This is another benefit. If you do not have the configuration backup, what happens? All your earlier backup will consider be supported backup file for restore only. Now, if you want to make a backup again, every backup, every virtual machine will need to run active full again. Then it will actually eat up all your capacity inside your backup repository, which is not a very good idea. That's why it's better to have this configuration backup to be protected that we can use to restore anytime if we need it. So this configuration backup is done here that I showed you earlier in the main menu. You can bring it up. They are scheduled to run usually by default daily 10 a.m. So you should select a repository that is actually physically external from your backup server. So you can choose a different repository instead your local machine. So that if the entire machine is down, you know that your config backup .bco file will be created, stored in a different location that you can pull back and restore to the backup server if required. Your repository sharding will be maybe a different machine. Your backup data is intact. You can always restore your virtual machine data from it. And your configuration backup should also encrypt with a password. If you do have password encryption, all the user account that you put into your backup server will also get protected. Meaning to say, if I restore from the configuration backup, all your user account and also the password that you put in will get restored. So there will be no hassle for you to put in the password again anymore. Alright? So this is the configuration backup things that you need to enable, etc. And when you're trying to perform a restore, if you are restoring to the same machine, then you will just go with restore option. If you are migrating, for example, you are buying a new machine for your backup server, new OS, etc., you can migrate from the old one to the new one. Then you should choose the second option. Okay? So these two are different scenario basis, and when you are triggering this task, you need to make sure all your job is stopped and your services for Vim is also stopped before you run this task. Then after that, you can actually resume the service and resume all your job if required. Okay? So this is to protect your backup server configuration. Okay? Not your backup data. Your backup data is supposed to protect by storage, RAID configuration, etc. And it should be running in a different drive or a different machine, so-called. Okay? So that's about it for the configuration backup. Any question until this point they want to ask? Okay, so now if there's no question, please switch on your webcam now.